Happy New Year, everyone. Here is your quarter four 2023 real estate market update and what we can expect going into 2024. So the last quarter of 2023, it was still a seller's market, but it had changed even further in terms of because the interest rates went up higher, buyers were trying to adjust to, should I buy a home now? Should I wait? And so we had less buyers out there, which of course impacted the bidding wars that were being held for properties in certain condition. Now we still had some bidding wars, but a lot of times, if a home was in an area where for the higher price point in that area, it makes sense for someone to want to spend at that price. They may not have had a bidding war, they may have sat longer, may have had to give the buyer some concessions and they weren't actually planning for. But if it's a home that was a 4 or more bedroom, 2+ bathroom, it's a family home. And so you had more people who were moving that really needed to go ahead and move because they need more space. Those were homes that typically did still have bidding wars. And obviously in certain cities, it just doesn't move as fast. So it still kind of felt more in the buyer's favor unless it was completely updated or certain circumstances. But of course, if it was still priced really well and more people could afford to spend at that price and it was a well-maintained or updated home, they still have bidding wars. And so going into 2024, there's going to be a lot of factors going on. If you went to my website and looked at the blog post for the bankruptcy attorney I interviewed, you can see that there's a lot of things happening that could change the market for 2024 even more so. Now, it really will depend at the end of the day, no matter what's going on in the world, in certain people's circumstances, we will not have a buyer's market, a true buyer's market per se, until we have more people that need to sell their homes, meaning their homes are on the market for sale and they're serious about selling the home, in comparison to how many buyers that are out there to buy a home. As you saw last year, the interest rates make a big determinant of how many buyers are out there that are actually still buying. But we still had a seller's market because even though the interest rates went up to about 8% at the top, you still had bidding wars because there still weren't enough homes for sale. Now, last year, more of the homes that were for sale were homes that were people were getting divorced. It was investment property, meaning someone's either buying and rehabbing and flipping the property for a profit, or they were selling a property where they had a tenant in there, and then those may need more work. Or you were seeing situations where it was a probate deal, meaning that someone passed away and now the family members or someone else who's a personal representative is actually looking to sell the home, or someone they really at this moment had to absolutely downsize and go into assisted living or something similar to that. And so in those scenarios, you're typically not getting a lot of homes on the market that are the updated properties that most people really, really want. And now we probably are going to see a lot of that still this year, those being the main types of properties for sale. But with the increase in bankruptcy filings and everything else going on with inflation, we might start to see more homes for sale that are what more people want and just more for sale, period. Now, the interest rates are expected to drop over this year, but obviously it's going to depend where the interest rate is. For example, if the interest rates right now are 7.5%, and then they go to 8%, right? And then the Federal Reserve drops the rates by 0.5%, well, you're still back at 7.5%. So has a lot really changed? So it'll just depend on how things play out. Obviously, interest rates and the need of people that need to sell their homes would be the biggest determinant of where the market is really going to be. Is it better for buyers? Is it going to be better for sellers? That's going to be the bottom line. What I would say is that if you're someone who currently owns a home and you're thinking about selling a home and buying another home, this might be the best market for you, because depending on your condition of your current home, you could be in the best position where you could still get a lot more for your home now. And then when you buy a home, actually get a deal depending on the home that you're really, really looking for. So I would say for those people, that's going to be a good option. getting a bridge loan could be something that you want to consider, especially for someone like you really want to move, but you don't want to move unless you see something that you want. If you qualify for a bridge loan, that will help you to not have to worry about that being a big determinant for you, because that's puts you in position to buy before you sell, which I have a video on that on my website as well, under blogs that you can check out as well, and just type in bridge loan, you can find it there. But also in terms of people who are first-time home buyers or people who are first-time home sellers and just need to sell a home and not need to buy again, if you're your first-time home buyer, the advice would be that reality is this could be a really good time for you to buy your first home, right? Interest rates, they may get down to a point that they're back to the 6%, which is still a good rate compared to how rates would have been decades ago. And the reality is, as you add value to your home, you can rest assured that if you buy a home that you plan on living in for a good amount of time, you should be less concerned about, am I buying at the top of the market, am I low in the market, because you're buying a home because you want to buy a home. And as long as you will maintain that home and update the home, you will have value for most part for your home that you're adding to the property. And you're putting yourself in a good position to sell the home whenever that time comes, if you decide to sell. But you should really be considering that, buying at this moment should really be more about you wanting to live in the home and less concerned about if you are buying at the bottom of the market, the reality is it's all depending on if you find a home that you like. So what use is it if it's not? You do wait till you get to the bottom of the market and you don't even like anything, you're still not going to buy it, right? So keep that in mind. And then also, if you're someone who is looking to sell your first home and you don't necessarily have to buy another home, you want to keep in mind that this market the longer you wait, the less likely that you will get the profit that you want to get out of your home. So if you are thinking about selling, and especially if you don't have to buy another home, it should be a no-brainer for you to go ahead and choose to sell before the market may shift even further. It's not a guarantee, but it's always a possibility. So there's always a reason to buy, and there's always a reason to not buy. There's always a reason to sell, and always a reason to not sell. It's more about what's more important to you and what's going on in your life. Obviously, I'm always looking to speak with people about what their concerns are. So if you are someone who is looking to do something real estate this year and you're not sure what your best options are for you, depending on what your situation is and if it's the right time, definitely reach out to me. You can go to connectwithpatrice.com and see all the ways that you can connect with me. You can also call or text me at 248-780-2521. And I look forward to helping you with whatever your real estate goals are. And I hope you have a great year. And as always, close Patrice.